Mandela. As usual, we start with the fourth. The best preparation for tomorrow is do your best today. Once again, welcome to Sports Mandela. Good morning, Daddy.
Good morning, old man. How are you today, man?
I'm nice, man. What's up with you?
Hey, man, I'm here. I'm here doing the wellish. Yeah, not great, but well, you know, I mean, I'm pretty good.
Right.
Like I said, today we have a special guest that chopping with me this morning. Saw what's up, cause my he passed by my house yesterday.
Right.
I didn't see me. So I say, you're not taking it. So I say, get him in the studio. And he's staying close by to the studio to her.
Right. Okay.
So he, not too far from the heritage area. So I say, come in the studio this morning and he obliged. And you know, 10:30 has all the special guests. So I don't want to delay this stuff. I want to introduce him earlier, the legendary Sam Smith, who I can tell you something about the legend before we go too further. He was the one who organized our poaching first trip to New York. Well, they said North America. New York, Connecticut, Philadelphia. He, Keith Hector, Stephen Clarkson, and the cricket guys up there with New York cricket team and Philadelphia connections. So, you know, we did that until 2001, 9/11.
Right.
After that, visas are hard to get, so that was on hold for now. And I don't think they might change the visa plan anytime soon. So, but I say, he's a legendary in the whole right.
Right.
He more known for football, but he was a powerful, aggressive batsman in Parish League. So a lot of runs.
Right.
Well, he was like the Viv, which was a Parish League. Man's afraid.
Okay.
Powerful hitter, but a great striker for football too. So we're going to touch him a little bit with the cricket first, and then we're going to get to the football.
Right.
Okay? He said earlier, he's a push down man.
Yeah.
He's a strong player. So I know I sent all his notifications to all his friends to play with him and play around him so they can know Sam in the studio.
Right.
So you're going to be telling any lies.
Exactly.
So you can't tell a lie today.
Sam, good morning, man. What's up?
Good morning.
How
I'm
you
good.
feel?
I'm good.
How you feel about the back home for a while? How you feel to be
Great. I usually come home at least twice a year.
home? Okay.
Check up on the old boys and stuff.
Right.
That's about it.
Well, Taddy called me this morning to me you're a great man on the show. And the title give it great easy.
I'm telling you, yeah, well, everybody know tell you tough man, you know.
Yeah.
He call a spade a spade.
Right.
So I guess that's why I'm here now.
Okay. So I like playing back in days, football in days. I hear you was a big, strong football player. So what was it like?
Well, it's all about getting the job done.
Right.
I like schooling. You know,
Right.
start from school days coming up. I started in the back and come
Right.
forward. You know, get it done.
Okay.
But so we're going to stick to cricket first.
Okay.
But I got something coming for Ed Lewis. I was reading. I was talking about him the other day to some guys on the cricket field, comparing him to other guys that we can keep in America. A guy from Jamaica said is the best he saw in this time watching cricket in America.
Okay. So yeah.
Ed Lewis is saying that the Jamaican guy
Right.
said that is the best wicket batsman
What you ever saw?
in America.
Right.
I tell the man legendary one right in the cricket
Yeah,
business,
yeah.
but he won't know one thing of football.
Right.
Yeah.
So when I migrated to the States,
In 1978.
1978. So before I went to the States, you played some games, I'm sure back home here and stuff like that.
They told him I was a legendary Parish League man.
Cricket, yes. I represent Antigua 22,
Right.
but this guy here, Taddy, was in my way.
You keep you on the side.
Yeah, Taddy took me on the way. Well, you know, I couldn't bat like Taddy, but
Right.
with the gloves, I think I was always better than him.
Okay.
If he fair enough, he would say.
Right.
He would say.
Right.
He saw me in Philadelphia keeping,
Right.
and he said, "Boy, I'm busy behind.
Yeah.
Very busy."
I must explain this thing. See those guys that we keep spin ballers in Parish League.
Oh.
So we never keep spin ball, like cannon and we spin and arc and spin.
Right.
The different kettle of fish when you have to keep
Yes,
spinners.
right.
But when you're long stop keeping, everybody think you're good.
Yeah.
But Sam was pretty good at his stop. But spin bowlers,
Right.
even the great Finley used to have problem keeping his cannon or spinners.
Right.
You know, I keep giving a joke about that. I kept for even as against Pakistan.
Right.
And I must have told you before, everybody said the greatest to see. 400 something was no buys.
Right.
But when I keep it, Willett and Parry and Wilkins, The ball, you can close your eye, the ball, they one spot straight.
No, not good ways.
But when they creep for Cannon and Opal and those guys,
Okay,
plenty of work. Don't ball on leg side every minute.
Right.
They will keep your ball on leg side. Cannon all over the place.
Right.
So it's a different challenge.
Well,
But Sam was competent, there's no doubt about it. You know what I mean? But how do you give the opportunity to keep Cannon and so on? Maybe you could argue the case.
remember, as I played for not Rising Sun, St. John's. I played for St. John's 2 years.
So if you keep Cannon and so on.
Yeah, keep Cannon. Yeah,
That
but
is-
he's
that is
really
good.
difficult. He's difficult. He's difficult. Cannon was difficult, but I gotta take my hat off to you. You're good. You're good. You're good. You gotta give Jackie,
Jackie,
right?
right.
But there's, tell us,
I wonder if you was smart because back in them days, there's a town country rivalry. I noticed that he went to town to live, and he went to city. So maybe that's the reason why.
No, he was a lot more than me. He was up in front. Like I said, give Jack his jacket.
Right.
But Taddy could keep, and more likely, he could have back.
Right.
Because if we go way back, we can think about when Taddy was keeping, how much times he keep them people out of trouble, get them out of trouble.
Right.
Because he always come down to number 5.
Right.
Remember this stuff.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
remember them stuff with Taddy.
Right.
When Taddy come back,
Right.
hey, we're gonna win something because Taddy now get up with
what's up? Earl was still in the Earl. He came Seaton when after he left Seaton's.
All right.
So I heard about him because, strange enough, when I left Seaton's on the cricket team.
Right.
And I don't know Graham, but I play parachute cricket, that is. You know, so when the first time I went back Seaton to watch a cricket match, I was surprised. 'Cause you know the cricket ground, Earl.
Yeah.
I said, wait, you did play?
Yeah. You know, kind of,
Yeah, that when I was small, that was a
Right.
paddock.
Right.
Used to play that out of Glanville Pass here.
Right.
But they didn't have a cricket team like that when they left East. The only teams who played cricket most of the time was Piers.
Right.
And Bethesda, with the legendary Tyson and Nelson and all those guys, and the famous one for Bethesda. He knocked down plenty.
Me not talk.
He's knocking down other people.
Okay.
Yeah, man.
Clyde
Yeah,
more.
he's quick.
Clyde.
Okay.
Those are guys you hear about them when they're smart and talk, you hear about cricket man.
When Sam say yes, he just
Beside that me.
Yeah, he just quick.
Teddy Shepard, all those guys, you hear about them.
Yeah.
But I never seen them like that. I left before cricket was organized like that in the East.
He's really the fastest guy ever faced in Paris League.
Okay.
Clyde Moore.
Clyde, terrible.
Clyde.
You should have called him Terrible Clyde.
Okay.
But as a matter of fact, that plenty fast was in the East. Because Teddy Shepard played for Antigua, so he's a pretty young guy, about 18, 19, going hill school.
Okay.
Yes, pretty fast. Piers and Peters had a lot of fast bowlers. Plenty. You know, but when I heard of Seaton had like Muslim and other guys and so Bird and so. I heard about those guys who were really quick. You know what I mean? But the famous one, 4 was they were from Bethesda and Piers.
Right.
And Manfred them, you know. Even team for Tongue Cup, they get plenty blow.
Real sharp.
Yeah, man, those guys are good. And Piers had a good pitch to bowl fast and too. But Sam can talk about the guy, he played against them, I never really played against them.
So,
Me no really don't want to talk about too much in the guys. Them fast bowlers, man, and wicked. He had a guy from Woolwich, his name, they call him Pacer, from Woolwich. When he was playing for Woolwich, he really quick too.
Yeah.
But the difference between him and Clyde moved the ball a little bit,
right.
but Pacer was fast and straight. You know, nowadays when in the 2020 they talk about you miss, I hit.
Right.
Once you miss Pacer, he hit.
That's accurate.
Yeah.
Very accurate, right?
And he got Piers too.
That's why they call him Pacer.
Okay.
Pacer means
So it's real sharp.
really sharp. But coming up with them guys, mainly Keith Hector, Lauston Daniel, locally in Glanvilles, they're very, very inspirational guys. And around them, up to now, I'm still involved with them guys because from home, they don't make you go astray. They don't make you go astray. They want you to do good, right? So from that up to now, you know, I'm with them and I try to do the best I can with the young one, talk to them. But you guys know,
I should have sent the link to Laos. Like he came in the studio, you know.
Yeah, I know.
I should have sent the link to Laos. That made the Sam going in the studio. Monty, I sent stuff to Monty this morning.
I talk to Monty too.
So when this same place the guy talk about, when you bat him, so how you feel in a stance and increase what you also
Well, I like Peso to everybody because Peso like to do what I like. He like to bounce.
You like bouncing?
He like bouncing.
Right.
And when Peso bounce, I'm knocking him hard and over. You know what I'm saying? So he's coming.
Right.
I know he's coming. So I'm looking for that.
Yeah, I was looking for that shot.
I always like to hook.
Right.
And you know, me so tall, and I figure that he go knock off my head, and me know me gonna knock you where you belong.
And those days, no helmet, you was thinking knock off your head.
And them days, like everybody know, no helmet.
If
no
you miss,
helmet.
that's it.
If you miss it, that's it. You know.
Right. So you were very good at hooking.
I hook him, love hook. Love to hook and pull. That's it.
Right.
Vivi, which is special.
Okay.
So wait, are they playing that in Glanville Pass, so?
Wilkes.
No,
Wilkes play Glanville too.
You're at Glanville Field, right?
Glanville Field and up Wilkes up the part.
Comfortable.
Right.
I never seen a game there, no.
Never see a game.
No, I know House Race was there. See how Race was small, but never see cricket match there.
Good match, yeah.
But
About it.
every time I listen to cricket and hear you guys from the back then talk about cricket compared to now, what was that everybody was so, why everybody was so good back then compared to now?
I think because playing with a lot of guys in them days, right, is not, we don't only play, but we were together.
Right.
And you know, everybody look at each other and carry the weight.
Right.
You know, nowadays it's more like, hey, me have to do this. And no, your teammate look at you to perform.
Right.
And if you don't do it, and you down, they're down with you.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So it's like an inspiration between
So
everybody.
Total team effort.
Right? Nowadays it's more like individual, and like I say, in a cricket is a lot now.
Yeah, money.
You know, money involved.
Right.
So that's it. I guess we guys come around time.
No, when the whole guys talking, you realize how competitive cricket was in Antigua. You know, when you hear some guys talking and stuff, Antigua have some real serious talent.
Not only competitive, but everybody wants to win, but at the end of the day, you're friends.
Your friends, yeah.
Even football, some cricket, they play against each other, but coming together after that, you're best of friends.
Right.
But you want to beat each other, so you have the bragging rights.
Right.
You want the bragging rights, man. That's the key.
Right. So that 22 you got taken for Antigua, the 22, how did you perform?
The time that I got for the 22, I think I should have got selected before that.
Yeah.
But I guess that's when they see me, they bring me in.
Right.
Because
But then when it came to St. John's, no.
St. John's. I was playing for St. John's. But again, I had to come and play for St. John's for them recognize me.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
That's a country tongue business.
Country tongue stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I learned about that, the country tongue.
Country tongue stuff.
Like
It's strange that you should say that, like, when I spoke at my first big fan, they didn't pick me. And they make my argument. I made an argument. Okay, I'm come from country. But I had been tongue along them before that. But I made a case because I come from country and pick me. I said to them, and I can never forget, they were going to St. Kitts. And I said to them, until I apply, I can't beat St. Kitts. in St. Kitts.
Even when we play football, they said that too.
Yeah?
That we can't beat St. Kitts in St. Kitts. And we beat St. Kitts in St. Kitts when I played. You know.
We eventually beat them St. Kitts in 1977. Remember that?
Okay.
I remember that 1977 we beat them in St. Kitts.
How you perform in the 22? You make any ones?
22. I think I made about 11.
Right.
If I can recall. But I didn't do nothing really. Like I say, I improved more in batting when I went to the States than here. I don't know if it's because of the matting or what.
Because the ballers up the group.
No. Because to me, I like it more coming off and like when the ball hit the matting.
I want to find something for you. I want to tell something for you about that matting story.
Yeah.
When we went to New York the first in '83, I heard they say, depends on how you pull the matting, the ball, the pitch play is different than the matting play, they kind of how stiff you pull it.
Yeah, I think with the matting part, I think when to compare it with the real turf, if the matting is loose, the ball don't come off. So it's just like a damp wicket.
Okay.
Yeah, but once the matting's stiff, if you just do so, the ball just
See, I heard that, Bobby. That's why I asked some of those
So if
experiences.
you have a
Yeah.
team full of spinners, you put it loose. Sit back and get some turn and stuff like that.
Chickens,
Yeah,
in
that's the truth, that's the truth.
chickens in preparation there too.
Always.
I learned that. I remember that in '83. I remember that comment.
Right.
They say depends on how you pull the mat in. I remember that.
Well, when I went to Philadelphia, and I started playing, the first game that I played, we played against a team from, I don't remember the name of the team, but when we played, they said that when they see me keeping, they said, who's this guy?
Right.
Right? So, right away, the first game I played, the news went to New York.
Oh
I
yeah.
played for a team in Philadelphia named Commonwealth.
Right.
I remember the team. I remember the team.
Right.
We
And
played against them.
they said, Commonwealth got a wicked keeper. Yeah, you guys are the Jamaican type, right?
Yeah.
So everybody coming down said, oh, this, that. Every game I played,
Everybody wants to see you.
not only that, I get 3 and 5 wickets stomping down the leg side.
Okay.
Right, so when they come up, they hear about that. But they rob us a lot of times. We went to the final, and they rob us a lot of time by getting the trophy.
So wait. The umpires of this.
Umpires, yeah, me tell you, man.
So your side was mainly Antiguans?
No, Jamaicans.
Jamaicans.
But there's some good Bajans in Philadelphia too. Right?
Yeah, they had some good. It's a mixed team. It's a mixed
Right.
team, but we had more Jamaicans.
But remember the famous Pakistani guy Khan.
Oh, Cameron Khan. He played for Pakistan too. You're a good guy.
Right.
But
I
and
remember
the
him.
whole too, Cameron Khan, boy, he loved everything in cricket.
Yeah.
He loved everything in cricket. I remember we played a game in we were playing against, I think it's Canada, and he was the vice captain, and Shivnarine, I think Shivnarine was the captain, and he came off the field for just 2 overs. He just took off Cameron off the
Right.
ball, and when he come out the field, by the time he come back on the field, Cameron take back the ball. Cameron went back on the ball, right? But everything worked out good for us because we beat Canada at the time.
Right.
The game, But he loved.
I remember him. I remember Khan.
Cameron
What the
was
name of the ground there?
a prior.
Prior. That's it, Prior. I remember you see knocks on 6s down there. Take the ball last. What was the high trees? That's it.
So
I remember that.
condition in Philadelphia compared to when you went to Canada to play over there, it was very similar to the conditions?
No, it's different. The thing about mostly in America playing cricket,
Right.
the condition mainly with the wicket. When you come to Philadelphia, you get a good game
Right.
because we take pride in our wicket.
Right.
Just like in the West Indies,
Yeah.
we roll it and stuff like that, and they
Right,
put
right.
on the matting.
Right.
In Canada, they recently started to do that now, and they used to play on like AstroTurf,
Okay.
right? But
Okay.
Philadelphia playing the real turf
Turf.
with a matting,
Martin.
Right.
and you ain't got to worry about
Any funny bumps
bunks out.
Right.
When you go to New York, all they do is spread the mat.
Martin.
Sometimes they don't even
Cut the
stretch.
grass,
They
the
don't
grass
even
cutting.
stretch it.
Right.
Not even cutting the grass. You got everything underneath of it.
Wow.
If you look on it before you go play,
Right.
you don't want to
Wanna
play.
play.
That's the
I
truth
remember
about
that, man. Those were some challenges for us,
Mm-hmm.
But we came there, we had all these guys, they had fun, come to Philadelphia.
Mm-hmm.
Now I look forward to coming to Philly.
The Parish League came to Philadelphia and they make us look like we never played cricket before.
Right.
I wouldn't say that.
And 1 year they come up and say, I'll go bang eye this year. And like them guys used to say, bang what? Sure.
Yeah.
We put on a whooping on them one time. So
Right,
I'm
right,
telling
right.
you. From that, when we beat them the one time, we
They
don't beat
can't
them
beat
again. Yeah, guys.
Oh, what's the name of the college you used to play? Haverford College.
Haverford College. Well, that's been around since
Ages.
the 14th century or stuff like that. You got so much names inside of it.
It is when Anderson started playing cricket in
And
America.
That
Haverford College.
wicket, that's where the
right.
cricket started.
Right.
And that wicket is too fast.
Right.
It's too fast.
Too fast?
It's too fast. Yeah, meaning that by time you do so, the
Wow,
ball
wow.
on there for you. Long time.
So that means the same guy spoke about from up east pace, but we do well now.
Oh yeah,
Picture.
yeah.
We do well now.
Mhm, yeah. But I remember a game playing against from Antigua when the Parish League came. What's his name again? The pace bowler.
Merrick?
Merrick.
Uh-huh.
We played a game against Merrick at Prior Cricket Ground, and I just get back on my back foot, attempting to
Punch.
pull Merrick, I said, no. The ball done right inside my face. I said, where you get this from? So I just went underneath of it and let it go. And so I didn't bother with it. I didn't bother
As
with
you mentioned that, my can was complaining.
it.
Can was complaining, say, can't mind how them bouncers.
Yeah.
I didn't bang them.
Yeah, the box, man. Yeah.
That was the first 83. He
Yeah.
working with he and Cali Smith, Glenn Jackson, and so. You remember them guys, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you could take about the memory lane, you know what I mean?
But we had some good cricket in Philly too. Some good teams came there.
Yeah.
MCC teams came down.
Right.
Pakistanis team came down. They even have they had a that commentate now. What's his name again?
Bishop.
Bishop?
No, the good batsman from India.
Gavaskar?
Gavaskar and Kanai came there one time.
Okay.
So they had picked two teams.
Right.
One Gavaskar team and Kanai
Kanai
team.
team.
And it was nice. Guys from all over came up.
See some good
Good
cricketers.
cricket. Some good cricket.
And the pitch was good.
Yeah, they're playing a prayer. It's good.
Pride is a nice venue.
Very nice ground. Yeah.
Nice.
You know, when we had side screen.
Yeah, man, Pride is a nice
We had side
venue.
screen at prayer.
Right.
Nice venue. I like Pride, to be honest. A clubhouse, everything there. That is sophisticated place, you know?
Yeah.
Even though I know fast tracking to now present day now, I know cricket now is spin out a big thing.
It's more right now like a Indian stuff. Indian take it over more
Right.
up in
Texas
Philadelphia,
and stuff.
Jersey. I don't know about Texas area, but
Right.
in like Philadelphia, Jersey, is more Indians are playing now. You have a lot of Jamaicans still, but more
Right.
Indians are involved in it now.
Mm.
They take it over. So
Well,
That's
good.
a good
See, it's a man in the studio. We get to 10:30, so we got to get to
start
football.
some Major League cricket sometime soon.
Yeah.
I saw
I don't want to put out.
some Major League T20 should be starting soon up there.
up there, yeah, I heard so in Miami, Florida, and New York.
So I want to get to football at 10:30. This man in the studio.
Okay.
He's already. No, we're talking football. We're only 10 minutes.
Okay.
So tell us what your football days now.
Oh, football days. I think that was my best days playing football locally.
Before we start with football days, which one I love more? Football or cricket?
I would say football.
Okay.
I would say football. Because when I went to Philadelphia, I was a footballer, maybe cricketer, right? But football. But the Jamaicans, I used to play at a place they call Cops Creek in
Right.
Philadelphia, and they changed the name to Shoot Creek because
What do you mean shoot quick?
You should have goal?
all the Jamaican not goal. We talk about gunshot. Right? So what happened after they got down there? I'm the only Antiguan playing there. They start shooting, but I stopped. So I just went straight to cricket and started cricket. That's it. But here in Antigua playing, I remember playing against I think Jets, and we were up Seaton's playing, and what's his name? George Henry.
Yeah, Jenny, yep.
Very good friend of mine. Very good friend of mine.
Good fullback too.
Good fullback, hard fullback. I'm a young guy coming up, and he came. His hand was broken, and he came on the field. And me, everybody, me play hard football,
Hard and rough. And tough.
And I have to get the ball. That's what we're playing for, the ball. So what happened? He come on the field and he had one hand broken. He in the sling, and he played.
Right.
And we charge him. And after the game, Mr. Hewlett, little Lord rest his soul,
His son might be watching. Lady.
he came and whispered in my ears, and he said to me, "You will never reach nowhere in football." The same year, Antigua Association called me up to represent Antigua. Okay?
But you think you're too tough on George?
George had it right on the field.
I agree with you.
Right, so
you read it for the
that's
field.
it. So from there, I went on, and playing football. My first game as a striker, we were playing against our visitor home team, Seaton's, and Lawiston Daniel was trying. Like I said, he helped me a lot, right? But I had to beg him to get on the field. You hear that, Larry? I beg you to put me up forward and letting the world know. And from there, that's where I become a striker. Right?
Yeah.
And I represent Antigua years until I went to America. That's about it, really.
What was that like? I heard about the rival in St. Kitts. What was that like in St. Kitts?
Oh, St. Kitts, going to St. Kitts. Before we leave Antigua, go to St. Kitts. I can't bang St. Kitts, I can't bang St. Kitts and whatnot. Danny Livingston had me as a marksman.
Right.
So he says, Bridgewater is the guy that we have to keep down.
Yep,
'Cause
yep.
He's the playmaker.
Mm.
So he put me on Bridgewater. And after he see me have Bridgewater covered,
Yeah.
he put me up forward, go play center forward. And we beat St. Kitts 1-0.
Bridgewater was good.
Right from my head, we went straight in the goal and said, okay, that's it. So we came back to Philadelphia. We came back to Antigua, 1-0. We beat St. Kitts 1-0. That's it.
I remember the way Bridgewater was a good player too, man.
Bridgewater was very good. Beside Cash Shepherd, I never seen nobody can run so like Bridgewater. These guys are engine in the
body.
in the body.
He played cricket with St. Kitts
In the
too.
body.
Bridgewater, he played cricket with St. Kitts too. Good guy. I remember him. Short, darkish fella. I remember Bridgewater.
But locally speaking,
Right.
with Seaton's, I just played Seaton's Coca-Cola Seaton. It was we had a very good old time guys coming up, like guys like McMaster, let
Yeah.
Lord rest his soul, good midfield player. You got Limerick, Melrose Limerick,
Monty.
right? You got Carol David, better known as Key call him Stumpy, Berger.
Okay.
Right? And guys like Fanta, guys just play some good ball back in the day.
All I can remember about that, maybe not so much you. Cricket, football, and the radio. And I go home for cricket practice, I go home with something. I'm a mother in the gallery. Said, who play? He said, them jokey boys in Seaton. I said, what do you mean? That was the good first half, the second half they lose. Only that's the cost. Said they win first half, they lose second half.
No. It's, really and truly, the first half always be the problem for us. Because I remember one year.
Maybe you left that time then?
Oh, but maybe after
Maybe.
my time. Because in my time, we lose every game in the first half. And the second half, we win every game.
So I was coming from behind.
Not really come from behind, but that's the first time it ever happened. Right? But normally we always like toe-to-toe because only when guys like Monty, myself, Mackie stopped playing,
Right.
we went away. That's when the Coca-Cola season
Right.
just went down.
Okay.
But when we started in Premier Division,
Right.
we never drop out. We never drop out.
But tell me something. How was the rival between you and Piers?
Well, Piers, with playing against Piers, it was nice because the thing here with Piers and Parham, don't care who those guys winning, don't care who they're winning. When they come to play against Seaton, we're going to beat them. We always beat Piers.
Maybe you can beat them.
Anytime we play against Piers and Parham, we beat them.
Got bragging rights with ease.
I don't care what happens, we're gonna beat Piers.
You have a pass, your Piers to go home.
But we're gonna beat them anyway. It's two one-sided village anyway there, back there, right? Because Piers on the right and Glanville's on the left. You know what I
Okay,
mean?
that is
So
true. No one going for the right
right,
side
we
before.
always
That is
beat
true.
Piers. They steal our guy from
Devin?
they steal them in from us,
Mm.
and we still whoop them with them. So anything, we always beat them.
Devin was a good player.
Very good.
Devin was a
very
good player, good
player,
midfield
very
guy.
good,
Guy just Devin was a good player. Mm. So he said, wait, with the steal, with the buy other man that steal.
Them, and it's not like no, them a pay people. Them thieving.
So this guy, look, I know this guy, man, look, Luby, Lawrence the Luby from our peers there.
Let me tell you, with Luby,
Yeah,
Deming,
right,
Warrior,
Wow, yeah.
in the middle,
right,
them man, they terrible.
right.
How many goal Ocean score against you?
Huh?
Ocean.
No, Ocean is going to go against our.
What do you mean?
Ocean me no go down the time. Ocean was on his way. Ocean was on his way. Ocean was on his way.
Can't remember Piers was a powerful team coming in town now.
Yeah, but don't care who. Players can just beat Superstar and play us the next game. We're gonna beat them.
They beat the Empire, or what?
I beat Players so bad that no, the goalkeeper left the goal and go.
You mean knowledge?
Huh?
Knowledge?
And now let's take over. Yeah, we beat Players so bad that the goalkeeper just left the goal empty.
Yeah.
And leave it
So
there.
something
right.
is that you guys just up your ante after
Yeah,
your place.
we wanted to be the best team in the
Right.
country.
In the East, for sure.
Right.
East team.
Right.
Yeah.
English,
yeah.
I wasn't playing that time.
English, no.
English, I wasn't playing
English
that.
Harbour they came in, but we wasn't in it because English Harbour played one time when I was playing.
Okay.
And they came, the first game they played, the opening, they beat Superstar. I remember that. English Harbour beat Superstar. And the same year, they go right back in the first division. Everybody just beat
What
them.
about 5 Island? What did you
Yeah, 35 Island. Them boys kick the ball and run now.
Plenty one, and the guys are good. The Richardson guys and the other guys are good.
And then they develop a lot of skill after that. I would say is the most improved team that I played against back then, 5 Island, when they bring Nando and all that.
Yeah, Abraham guys.
Yeah, and Nando is one of the different to Vivi, is the toughest defender I ever
Strong, just big and
played.
strong.
Strong one.
Yeah, big and strong.
Strong, yeah.
After-
Yeah, knock out Nando.
After you know about what football is all about,
Yeah,
Nando.
strong, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
knock-
I said, like, the guy Ferris now, the power, I said,
Alexander.
Ferenc ticklish man, Ferenc like a fly.
Right.
Ferenc and this other guy used to play for Superstar, this little skinny guy. Oh boy. He lives in New York now. Oh, I forget him.
What position he played?
He used to play half line. Little short guy.
The guy Jarvis.
Jarvis, Jarvis and Ferenc. Them guys like flies.
Right.
You beat them back you own your bug,
Yeah,
you this is a bug. You can't get rid of them. Yeah, them guys are ticklish. And two other guys that really bothered me too is them two guys from Villa, the two brothers, Henry and Desmond.
Desmond, yeah.
Henry and Desmond.
Philip.
Bam, Jesus, you pass them. Don't care you going at the back and you like leech.
Okay.
Eddie and Desmond. Eddie and Desmond. I remember that. I remember those guys. Well, one of the legendary Pops and Pops, you know, and Lawrence Ascot. Hammer Pump. He knows about them. He knows them. He's from Villa, man. He knows about them guys.
Hammer Pump been tough, you know, but them guys, even Scout, they have a lot of ball skill,
Right.
but they're not quick as me. So you know, I had a long hook. Once we reached to Scout, me see me don't hooky. Me hooky, I saw me see. Yes, me no can't pick up.
Wait. One of which part was you went to Pinnacle.
Pinnacle.
He body that.
Pinnacle could have moved with the ball boy. I played against Pinnacle more in the school.
school.
Days. Pinnacle
Okay.
and Sankey, right? Because when I left Granville playing in school teams, nobody could have beat us.
What do you mean the beat them?
Nobody beat Seton School when we were playing. With
PM to PM?
No, not PM. None some. The only school that beat us it was Pinnacle and Sankey. Who they was playing against? I think they were playing for Villa School.
Villa
or something
School,
like that.
or the primary school league.
Right.
Okay.
That's the only team that beat us. And because Pinnacle and Sankey, the competition with them,
They're pretty good.
they're pretty good.
Pretty good, Sankey, pretty good.
And Pinnacle had a long hook too.
So
Hey, look.
when the boys say about Sam Smith, everybody start trembling.
They're supposed to.
Hey, look, so guess here, so this is the last minute invitation, so hey, good to see my buddy from the long 10 days, the great Sam Smith. Give a shake, man, and get more to the studio.
Good to be here, you guys.
See the man like me. See, Brian and Davis, he come on to me 9 months old, he was seating. I think he more seated man than me, so, but me, Brian, right there, you know.
I didn't leave Seton. I stayed there. Can you answer that?
But even before you go in terms of field, Joe, you still go on the cricket and stuff up there?
No, I don't go on them because it's like it's not like a competition.
Right.
They're competing amongst themselves.
Right.
It's not a team sport for them no more. Everybody wants to do their own stuff.
Oh.
You understand what I mean? Once they perform,
Right.
they don't care about the team. And you know, and everybody know,
Right.
cricket is a team sport.
Exactly,
You know, so
yeah.
that's one of the reasons why I don't get involved in it.
Right.
I would like to, but they make people change. And I'm speaking for guys like me
Right.
and other guys that was playing the same time with me. They don't get involved no more.
Right.
You know.
It's great to see you, man.
Right, thanks,
And
thanks.
so
Good to see you guys.
he asked for your friend, yes, they were asking for your friend, Camacho. I also work together. He didn't see Michael for a long time too.
Okay.
So we got to settle something so Michael can see him. All right?
Well, Sam, it's nice to have you on
Nice
on the
talking
show,
to you
man.
guys, man.
The legendary Sam Smith.
Sam Smith.
Thanks, guys.
All right?
Take
Good
care,
buddy.
have a good one.
Oh, yeah.
It was a real pleasure talking to Sam this morning, man. We have some fun going back to the old days.
Good old
What I
days.
like- What I like about when he spoke about the guy from up east, the pace bowler, which is very interesting. Yeah.
Okay.
You see the guy was very fast.
Yep.
He'd be a handful on that matting up there in Philly. Yeah, you know? So it was very engaging, hearing the interaction and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know?
The good old days, eh?
Yeah, I say a lot about cricket. I tell them to back then cricket seems to be very competitive and stuff like that. The guys are playing some real hard cricket.
Yeah, man. Cricket's tough those days, man. Cricket
Right.
tough. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it was very interesting.
But we have a special guest here against a real special one.
Special guest.
This guy Lucas. This one is very special to me.
Good morning.
The only problem I got, my only problem today,
How are you?
Right. the only problem I have today, his body does not have a smartphone to watch the show. He's part of the Tuku. He's part of the Tuku Cutie Benjamin brother. We had other battles at the academy playing basketball.
Right.
And at about 3-3. Tuku, me and Beckett against the team. So look, me so exposed again the last
That's
game.
the same three man basketball.
Yeah, man. Play a lot at the academy, man. I was the banging half.
Okay.
But beyond that, he was exposed against the nines.
Right.
I can tell you what, see this parachute set up ACB,
Right.
1978
Right.
sponsorship.
Right.
He and me and Camacho went there to get the sponsorship.
Okay, good stuff.
I reminded him who the manager was. He said, "Oh, my name is Dixon." So he was in the parachute league,
Right.
assisting to get parachute going,
Okay.
and her mother came along after too.
Okay. So the
So-
family affair then.
Your family affair here.
Right, sounds good. Good morning, guys.
Good
Introduce yourself
morning.
to the audience.
Introduce yourself to the audience
Know who
here.
you are. Everybody watching you know, so
Start
you
with
can
me?
say who you are.
You can start with Luke. You can start with Luke. So.
Yeah. Lucas Subrumant from the CPTSA Wing Sports Club.
Right.
They call me Luki.
Right.
Hi, I'm Nika Hull James, niece of Gillian Brazier of the 17th annual Junior Gillian Brazier basketball shootout and tournament.
Okay.
But Luke was jumping first. Remind Luke of something. Our boss long time ago, Mr. Brad.
Right.
This was something that he dreamed of. He believed in the media.
Right.
Yes.
So this is
Yes.
something that he tried to push.
Yes.
Right.
So remember
Yeah.
Mr. Brad.
Right.
Look, you tell
But
us.
Brand used to tell us, I mean, if you're coaching, you got to promote the players that you're coaching, the athletes that you're coaching. And the way you can do that is by, the coaches should have a camera,
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
You should have a camera all the time that you could take out some pictures of the athletes and promote them to push them forward,
Correct.
right? And encourage them. And I guess this was born out of that.
Yeah, okay,
You
but
know,
we
with that
have Seiko
recognition.
go. Seiko's going to take pictures.
Yeah,
for
and
them.
Seiko, yes, yeah, Seiko used to. Brand got a nice camera out of it was Lee Frederick who brought out that camera,
Okay. Mhm.
right? And they used it for a lot of the tournaments, especially the basketball tournament,
tournament.
because we used to run the OECS and
Yeah,
the Leeward
I
Islands
remember
tournament,
that.
and Seiko was the man behind the camera.
Right.
Yes.
So it's a lot of teams, basketball teams come here
Yeah.
to Lee Frederick and Luke and the guys.
Yeah.
And you take, supposing you to take teams to America too.
Yeah, yeah. And Seiko used to be on the tour with the camera. So anyway, the team went. They even had a team. You had the Bulldogs, and then
Yeah.
you had the other dog team. What you call it? The local dog here. Not pit bull.
I remember that.
The local dog. What you call local dog?
Okay, then.
Mongrel.
Mongrel. Yeah. I remember
Don't
that.
forget that. Mongrel. Yeah. So the Mongrel used to he developed that team.
Yeah.
Right, and that team toured all over. I think they went to England, toured all over the place.
Yeah, but Seiko went to them.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Seiko went as a cameraman.
When writing magazines and
Yes, yes.
these articles.
We did the
Sports
magazine,
scene.
sports
Yeah,
scene,
we have to write
sports scene and
magazine
so
and so
on.
on. You
That's
know,
how that's how we developed the we started that magazine years ago with Pinnacle,
Okay.
right? Gilead,
Yeah.
and after I went over to that kind of died, and then when I went over to Sports and Game, we developed with Mr. Brand,
Yeah.
right? And it became Sports Scene.
Sports Scene.
And we used to, write articles, publish that magazine, almost, I think it was monthly.
Monthly. Yeah.
And then we went into the publication, the weekly publication called The Lantern. That was a good newspaper one. Every time I dream to resurrect that newspaper now. Because that was a good newspaper, sports and culture.
Yep.
Mostly sports and culture. You don't see no physical newspaper now these days. Everything is online, and that's a sad.
Yeah, so brothers push those things a lot.
But a lot of people don't have the time to go online to read. I know you send me your newspaper. Sometimes I have about 6 and 7 months send me the same thing. But
I must tell you
to read it
something.
6 and 7 times. But the physical newspaper itself was good. Because that circulated from hand to hand now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And your picture was in it, so you kept that. Right?
But
So
I remember
that
one
was,
time,
that was
Loki,
good.
the first time I did a goodish article, I remember Jesus edited for me and so on.
Yeah.
And I heard it in what station was your name at the time?
Yeah,
The big Gem FM, Gem something like that?
Gem,
Came and
yes,
made the news.
yes.
I said, what?
Yeah,
Thought you're doing goodish, man.
yeah. Yeah.
So how can be something that you look at it, catch the gun, right?
I'm telling you.
Then get opportunity.
Yeah.
Just imagine.
It's alright. We don't mind listening to get some stuff like that. But how you get involved? You have play sports now?
So yes, I think I've tried most sports, but I've not been successful in that. So I'm just being honest. I was one of those that in high school I tried a little bit of basketball, didn't make the team. Tried a little bit of bit of netball, didn't make the team. Tried a little bit of golf club, and I played my shins. Tried a little bit of tennis, and that's the one that probably I got the furthest with. But then I took that on pause. So what really is my passion is dance. So I always kept up with dance and so on, and now I'm gonna get back into tennis. But the reason I'm here,
But I want you to go, people didn't know. How did you get into the golf? Who took you to the golf?
how did I get into golf? My dad used to play golf.
I thought so. That's why I asked you that.
Yeah, my dad used to play golf.
I know you love his golf.
Yes,
I
and my
know
mom
you
used to
love
play tennis, so yeah. But in terms of basketball, in the Jillian Brazier shootout, my Auntie Jill, she had this passion
Yeah, I know
for
that.
basketball. She had this undying love for the sport, and she would have started playing back when she was in secondary school at Antigua Girls High School, and she loved it. You could always find her on the court practicing and so on. And in my memories of her as a little girl growing up, she'd always take me to ovals when she'd go for her practices and so on. She played for Arden Glassford Fireballs back in the day in ovals, and then she was on the women's national basketball team, represented Antigua, Trinidad, and Guadeloupe, and several other places. And she was one of those people that really just had this passion for the sport, this fire for the sport. And so, unfortunately, she was cut down in her prime from being able to continue basketball due to multiple sclerosis, a condition that she developed when she was very young. She was just 32 when she developed the condition. Unfortunately, she would have passed at the age of 50. And, the Wings and Concerns Parent Teachers Association, they've come together, headed by Lukey, and they've always wanted to keep pushing this tournament in Auntie Jill's honor. And so I'm really happy to be able to support them, assist them with promotions, assist them be part of it, because we really have to be able to carry on her legacy, because it's so important for young women to get involved in a sport or something else that's positive. So I'm really happy to be able to support them in this great endeavor, carry on her legacy, and be part of that movement.
But I want to say something about your mom and basketball at overs. Can you get vexed at that?
Why?
That was our cricket field, me and Vivian a cricket field. And they turned into a basketball complex.
Well, I think we can fairly say that basketball has done well there. So
That is true.
We won't knock them for it.
That's the way we play cricket in our young days in overs. In the
Okay.
60s and so on. That was our cricket field. And we some we will there and hit the ball with the fence and bat it down. Get sixes out.
So sixes were forbidden in those days.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Luki, your club, how you all decided to get, as Miss Hunter said, in terms of
Well,
trying to push the passion for young
you know, I was involved in terms of New Julian playing basketball
Right.
because we had actually started the women's basketball program here in Antigua.
Right.
And for school league, when I went over to the sports and games, that was one of the things that we started, the school league basketball and the school league volleyball.
Right.
And so we created the avenue where the girls could play. And so Jillian was one of those players, as Doc say, from Antigua Girls High School, used to play for Antigua Girls High School, and then she was one of the better guards, beside one named Tarad
Right.
Malone.
Yeah,
Right, from Atos,
Yeah.
you know, right. So she's in the States now.
Right. I think you married
And
somewhere,
right, so two of them we were the main guards, and so you know you had the CARICOM basketball championship, and you also had some invitations from different other countries, islands overseas. So I remember that a few times. Well, I was at YMCA, and while I was there, Jillian used to come around and she sat with me a few times, well, and she used to complain about her legs, right? So some weakness in her legs and so on, like something was happening, but we didn't know what it was until eventually they found out it was MS, multiple sclerosis, that she was developing, and she became more or less paralyzed. We used to take her down to the beach. Mignet Warner was one of her good friends that used to play with her, right? And so we used to take her down to the beach and down Fort James and try to give some therapy, thinking that this thing would go away. But we didn't realize that this thing is serious. And so she remained like that. And so we wanted, besides promoting the women's basketball, let me say female basketball, we wanted to bring awareness to this condition, MS. And that's the twofold reason why we use the opportunity of the MS condition,
Right.
the awareness of the MS condition, to promote the women's basketball.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
And
So
so
yeah,
that's the genesis of it.
So yeah, doctors on board who would talk to the young basketballers and to talk about science and stuff like that.
Not really. You know, we haven't done. If we have done that, maybe once or twice somebody would come in and talk about something like. But we haven't actually done. But we, people asked about Jillian and what her condition was, and then we could explain to them. You
And
know.
it's more as well
Right.
through the public appearances that we're doing similar to this, and we're able to go on radio and television and just share her story and share information about the condition, because we realize it's one of those conditions that people hear about, but they don't have a clue what it really means. If I just say MS, yeah, I know about that, but then what is MS? The thing with multiple sclerosis is that it is a very debilitating autoimmune condition, and it's one of those that tends to attack particularly women more than men, particularly young women. So generally between the ages of 20 and 50, that's usually the target time when young women are unfortunately are diagnosed with the disease, and it prevents the body from being able to understand the signals coming from the brain. So essentially, the nerves have this insulative, protective coating around them called myelin, and that myelin becomes disrupted. It begins to degenerate in persons who have multiple sclerosis, and because of that, the signals that are usually passed on smoothly from the brain to the spinal cord are no longer able to be processed. So you have that weakness in the limbs. Sometimes you have paralysis. It affects the optic nerve as well. So I remember there was a point in Auntie Jill's condition where she went through a relapse where she just was not seeing properly. She had issues with her vision, and it was becoming very blurred. Came to the point where, like, some days she was it was almost like she couldn't see at all, and this was frightening. You can imagine, on top of the fact that you're not able to walk, you're in a wheelchair. Suddenly, you're just not seeing out of nowhere. Fortunately, that part of the condition, it has these relapses and remitting instances. So that, it went on for maybe a few months and then it stopped, but then the next year she'd have another relapse. There will be another aspect of the condition that would show itself. But the overriding symptom for her was, developing paralysis of her legs, and so she could not walk. With some people who develop MS, it's very painful for them. They have a lot of numbness, a lot of tingling, and so on. With others, they're able to move about and function, but then they have those periods where they just have to stay in bed for extended periods, and then they're able to move about again. With her, unfortunately, after she was diagnosed, she had to do a lot of physiotherapy regularly, but she was never able to walk again afterwards.
Well, I think I know somebody right now, president, young athlete who was president, they won't call it president, but
Yeah.
and stuff. But she told me about her condition, kind of saw her with the king and stuff.
Yeah.
And there's young athlete too,
That's the thing, it
And
tends to
was
be
very-
young,
it was
active
very,
people.
It was very scary when she told me the condition. And it made me cry. Because as you said, she said some days she can't come out of bed,
Yeah.
and it's very stuff. And somebody who was up about and was doing well. in that sports
Exactly.
country.
I think that's what makes it so crippling and so difficult, not only for the patient but the family to have to deal with, because this is someone who's accustomed to being up and down. Auntie Jill used to be, an active basketball player. She used to love her steel pants. She used to play sixth base and so on. She was an accountant, doing well in her career and so on. And, she just wants people who just had this vivacity for life. And so it's hard then when all of a sudden you can't do these things that you love anymore. It's important for us to bring awareness and let persons understand.
What it does too, not to cut it across, but it put our life in perspective. But
Yes.
You never know what tomorrow will.
You don't know, and that's why you have to be grateful for every moment.
Everybody have to make sure you give thanks for everything.
Yeah,
But
definitely.
I know, but Luke, you have been doing a lot of excellent stuff with your Wings Sporting Club.
Yeah, but we find that it is important to bring awareness to some things that are happening, and also to carry on the name of some people who have done well in Antigua. Who, some of them, most of them, I've known them since I going to school, and so we try to pin a name, to have an event and pin a name to that event. Just don't have the event, but it could be a taddy, I'm sure, God forbid, taddy pass on, and you have the parish league cricket probably named after Taddy Aaron. I remember, people don't even remember Ralston Atto. Ralston, he had Parkinson, right? And he had it so bad. And people don't, probably people forget about Ralston Atto, and he was one of the top cricketers here in Antigua, right? And so you talk about a person like Sir Reginald Samuel, the creator of the Antigua flag, and who was the Taddy's games master at the Antigua Grammar School, right? I remember him, as a small boy when Academy used to vie against Antigua Grammar School at the top field, and Red Samuel used to have that big broad hat on the field and so on and so remember him. Myself and Max Ross, we used to go around and buy fish from him. Those little guppy fish, we put in our aquarium and stuff like that. So I remember a lot about him, right? And persons like our former boss, Fitzroy Brand. So we're looking to name a program, one of our basketball program after Fitzroy Brand, because these guys, I keep saying we're riding on the backs of these people, right? Because if it weren't for them, Rugby Lake and so on, if it weren't for them, they were the ones who started. Rugby Lake created that. He brought about the Olympic awareness in Antigua and got us affiliated in 1976. I got the opportunity to go to Mexico to do basketball and so on. So a lot of people has passed, and people tend to forget, right? And so this is one of the reasons when we do a program, we try to pin the name of somebody to it, and the name live on. The people remember them. That's important.
You spoke about earlier about the lantern, and maybe you should really go after, maybe call the next name and try to
the thing with it can be done.
Right.
It can be done. But things are expensive now. Paper is expensive, printing. That's why everybody has gone online now, right? But I think it's something that we need to look at. And if we have some people that would want to invest in something like that, maybe you same people ACB, if they would like to invest.
I think you know looks a sponsor card. The government have printed. I'm sure it's a national politics.
Yeah.
It's not something you look to make a problem about. They just want
Yeah, well, they're not going to do that. The government print trees for different, but they print. You know, we used to do that at printing and publishing.
Right.
You know, so we could still do that there. You know, but it's a cost, and you know, but it's something that should be done. And as I said, if we have persons that can get the ads and get the investment in, it's something that
you don't do it every day. You can do every quarterly.
True.
A quarterly program. Get a few sponsors.
Yes.
Just get the word out.
Yeah.
But I want to take it back to something you just said earlier. The good old Wywood Academy and Grammar School.
Right.
Her uncle was big time in it, you know.
True.
Elmore.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh yeah, my
I
good
played
partner.
against him. Like, he was very good.
Elmer James,
cricket and football.
Chicky,
Very
yeah.
good. I played against him, Grammar School against Academy.
I was supposed to get that name Chicky, you know. You know what I mean? Because I used to eat more chicky than him, right? We used to down back street.
Chicky that one?
Yeah, we used to climb up the tree, and that's why we used to and put some white sugar with it. And, and somehow the name stuck on him.
But he was very good. He was a very good athlete.
Yeah.
Elmo was very good. Football and cricket. Outstanding.
Yeah.
And I was a good student. Very good.
It's true.
Mark, Charles, say good morning to you.
Okay, thanks, Mark.
Wait, see, you just want,
Yeah, well, you know, they're one of the sponsors, well, from Hutchison. Right. You know, Hutchison is part of this. So, you know, they're one of the big sponsors for Gilliam Brazier basketball shootout for a number of years, almost since we started.
Wait. And I know he started the studio too, right?
Yeah, yes.
This is his studio too.
Exactly.
So I want to go back.
Yeah.
That's what you call it for now.
I know, right? Yeah, I know.
Marcus,
I
what's
know
up?
that. You're
Say,
smart
guess
man.
what? He left Germany yesterday, now in Florida today.
Wow.
France yesterday.
Yes.
All over the place.
Yes.
He's
Well, that's good.
He's supposed to be in the studio too.
Yeah, that's good.
So tell
You know what I mean?
How you feel? You're very excited about being involved in this story.
I am. I mean, one of my passions is empowering young people. I do that through JCI Antigua, another organization that I'm part of. So being able to now tap into the sports aspect of it, it's new to me and it's exciting and I'm really enjoying
It's
it.
exciting.
I really do enjoy it. And you know, Lukey is a fantastic person. I'm so happy to be able to be involved in this with him. You know, he's spoken about some sports management and sports project management, event planning, different aspects that we've been able to touch with the committee that we've been able to discuss. Planning this has been quite a challenging role, but the role I've really taken has more been in terms of public relations. So one of the committee members, Valencia, I've been working with her for us to really ensure that we're able to promote this and really give it the airtime that it deserves. Because I think a lot of times there are so many people doing different things in Antigua and, you know, going after these great different visions and empowering people in their own different ways that people just don't know about it, you know. And it's great to do something, but it's even better when persons can be aware of what you're doing and can get involved. Maybe someone sees this interview and then invites their child to go and watch the game. They get inspired, want to join basketball. That takes their life on a completely different positive trajectory. So I'm really happy to be involved in it.
Let me say at this point, Doc, you know, I've Taddy here. He had called me up, and we're so appreciative that it's not just parish league or maybe a football. Sometimes they mostly do parish league interviews and so on.
Yeah.
But they take the time out to say, look, we're not just going to interview you, right? But we're going to set you up with live streaming for the tournament, for the Gilliam Brazier tournament.
All
So
the
this can
games.
be seen all over the world.
We
And
appreciate
you can't
that.
pay for this.
No.
You cannot pay for this. And
Yeah,
so
yeah, it's
we're
ACB,
happy.
it's ACB.
We're happy that the ACB.
We're ACB,
parish-
you know.
Right?
We're ACB.
Right. We're happy that this can come. And the ACB is one of our sponsors through a company called IBIS, right? They deal with accounts for young people and stuff like that, you know. So they've come forward and got us this group of people that has come forward and helped us with the tournament. Give us a little bit of funds to run the tournament. So that's very good.
So
Okay.
when the tournament due to
We
begin?
start on the first. We start on the first of April.
For next Saturday.
You know, I didn't even know Jill. I know Jackie Quinn when we started in the earlies. She was one of those persons who we wrote to. I think she wrote a little talk on Jillian for a brochure.
Yeah, they're
But
best friends.
we hope to have her on the show soon from now.
Well, invited her.
Right?
She couldn't tell me no.
And there's even your wife. I didn't even know.
Yes.
All these people
We
went
really
to
didn't
school
know.
together.
But I say they didn't know him. I used to take Julian and pick her up and take her over for Giselle.
Well,
Yeah.
you know all
Maybe I
this,
didn't
so you know I'm doing.
She tell me Jackie get involved with Julian. And she told me so.
Yeah.
When she can't make it, I have to go pick up
Yeah.
Julian.
So when I heard that, I had called Jackie and she wrote a few lines for me, and we had another launch one time. We invited her. I think at that time she was Minister of Education or something like that. So we.
What we have in the studio today now?
Eh?
We have
Yes,
in the
yes, and
studio
that's good. That's good. That's good. She had. I don't know if she played netball or whatever.
I don't think. I know
she
Pearl
had the
played.
height.
I
She
know
had the
Pearl
height.
played. I know Pearl played. I don't think she played.
Oh, Pearl.
Like if we remember I'm about to ask you what sport Jackie played last week. We were last week. A guy from Gary Gonzalez.
Yes.
And you talk about the Quinn family or the brothers and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So happy to when Terry called to when Jackie was going to be here. I was so happy because when
Yeah.
I asked her, my first question was for her was asked, when you come and support the backbone family, what sports you play?
Yeah.
I realize you have to put people on the spot, you don't like to put people on the spot. Because some of us just are happy to be involved and may not be any heavy athletes.
Well, I know sister played a lot. Pearl played. And I'm too sure Jackie played because she's passed most every day going to school and she Pearl have on her uniform, netball. But I can't recall Jackie having any netball uniform.
Well, I guess
Can't
we
recall.
need our play when she come on, we ask that question.
Yeah, we ask the question.
But in terms of teams, how much teams taking part in this?
Well,
tournament?
5. We have 3 teams, and this is the thing I keep wondering, and I keep saying either the wheel here in Antigua moves so slowly
Right.
for people to get up and recognize something. We don't recognize what we can have. We don't see the potential in something, and a lot of times it's who's doing what
Right.
or who's saying what. It's not. I mean, if some big doctor, well, we have a doctor. We have a
Wait, we have two doctors in the house.
You have 2 doctors.
I guess
Maybe-
we're looking at say is not equal to who the messenger is and not the message.
Right.
I guess that's what
Right. So yeah, and that's true because, I mean, we have in 70. Mandy just called it a small village, right? 70 Canadians coming down here for that tournament, right? And
That's a lot.
beside West Indies cricket,
That's a lot.
or English cricket when the English come down here.
Right.
I mean, you have a lot of other tournaments and a lot of activities like the sailing and stuff like that. But from one particular area, I don't think we have had one set of people from a particular area that much come down from one particular
Well, let me ask you a
area.
question.
Yeah.
When you used to bring no basketball, it's college teams with brand time.
Yeah. Well, that was like maybe about 20% the team.
Okay.
So one team with.
But
You know,
not the
but this
family.
is 70.
Yeah, okay, that's great.
There's 3 teams and the parents and so.
Parents
And
and
the youngest child is 12. The youngest child playing will be 12. We have an 11-year-old playing for us.
Well, let me ask you a question, man. But you're
but-
not I forgot, you're not in the system like me anymore. What happened to school basketball like we used to have?
Well, the thing with school basketball, I know Bowley trying to run a good program, but I don't know. And I said this one time, though, if you will understand, right? And it happened to me and the former minister, long time, Reuben Harris. I went to Reuben Harris one time, right, for something. and he passed me sitting down outside his office, you know, the old church, right? And you know, he go in his office, so I sat down outside, right? And nobody, you know, invited me in to find out he not working for sports. I'm I'm a worker, right?
Maybe doesn't know you.
He knows me. He knows me. He knows me. Of course he knows me.
Yeah.
But the point I'm trying to make, a worker comes to you to get some material. What is material in need of funding or an advice to carry on the job. And you ignore that worker. So what the worker going to do? Are you work for?
Well,
so you're going to sit down and do nothing.
One of the great secretary, Lynette.
What? Eh?
One of the great secretary, Lynette. She didn't tell him.
Yeah, but then you have other people coming, you know, other people coming, more important, and you leave your worker sitting down outside, right? You leave your worker sitting down. So what the worker, so this is what happened in sports and a lot of different government offices, right? That there's no funds. There's no funds to run the program that they want to run. So what they're going to do? They're going to still get paid at the end of the month?
Just wait, man. The budget, I heard the budget, they say, the sports and education get the most money. I heard
You know, Pat White and them used to let us ask us to do budget. You were coordinator for basketball. I used to call it phantom budget because I used to do, they said, do budget. So you do a budget for your program, for volleyball, basketball and so on, right?
I know about it.
And you send it in. But you know, nothing comes out of it.
But look,
right?
what time you are sending that budget to the ministry for funding? What time? I heard the minister recently said that.
No, this is years ago, man.
No, I'm just talking to
right.
you said something very important, but I just want to touch on what the minister said recently that there's sometimes you want funding, but you send the funding late to them so they can't do anything. So that's why I asked that question.
No, that is true sometimes. That will happen sometimes. He's actually referring to like teams traveling and and you have something and you the week before at the time you send you something.
But the budget
But budget you say is for do your
Yeah,
program,
yeah.
your school program.
Yeah.
But the budget is sent.
It's a government
It's what
program.
they talk about in the budget speech.
Right.
Okay, I will submit that to them.
Yeah.
Right.
So they put that as part of the budget presentation and all that. So
So the upfront exactly what basketball one.
Right.
exactly. That's what it is.
So-
all the ministries do that.
But, right. But nothing ever
Hey,
nothing ever materialized, you know what I mean?
That's
so
where
you can have the bars and
that's
you
what
sit down and get your pay monthly.
That's why I go ACB 1978.
Right.
So on the whole with the government.
Right, exactly.
So that's what
Yeah,
took
that's why, you know.
That's what it took him in 1978.
Yeah.
You know,
We're happy
that
for
is-
that. And one of the reasons we got that sponsorship, you know, because Bill Dixon, he was a lover of cricket.
Yeah.
He was a cricket lover. And
still watch
at
the
that
games.
time, West Indies cricket was the thing, right? And cricket was the game that we played. The Prushan, we knock ball with coconut ball and all kind of stuff and so on. In the early days of cricket, right? Now you don't see those kind of stuff. So he was very passionate in
He's gonna watch the
cricket.
game.
He loved, yes.
I don't know the reason watching the game. So when they talk about that,
Yeah.
he's going to watch the cricket because he had some other interest. So we leave it alone.
Back to basketball. Let's not leave that alone. In terms of teams that come from Canada, those are what some of the top teams in Canada coming out.
Yeah, no, these are high school and pre-college students. These are under 19 tournament.
Right.
So years ago when we started, it was an open tournament.
Right.
So you had the old ones, the overage like 30 and so on playing. But I just see we in Antigua, we hardly winning, right? Because we still gravitate into the oldie goalies. Every time we have to pick a team, right? We go back to the oldie goalies.
So
Right. So when we go to these tournaments, the oldie goalies lose.
Right.
So you got to start from and I think you were asking me about the school league program and
Right,
stuff like that.
program,
You have to have different categories. Like we're doing a festival, right? Football festival. So you have on the 7, you have on the 9, you have on the 11, on the 13, on the 15, on the 17, and so forth. So there's a progression. In school league basketball and so on, you only have like two or three divisions the most. For the girls, you have a situation where you have two girls division, mini and seniors. So how can
It's a
you
big
jump
gap.
from mini?
It's a big gap.
Yes, there's not even a middle ground.
And you're laughing like I'm
Right?
a weasel laugh. I can tell you something. Like, all this is a schools tonight, a basketball game, and somebody beats somebody 4-2.
Right,
Okay, the score is that
you
way.
know, it's like
Then
it's
they're
a
ready for
football
competition.
game
Then
to
they're
play.
ready for competition.
Football,
rookie,
right? The football. No, but I mean, you can let them play. But what the point remains that I mean, more coaching has to be there, and it's an avenue for the kids to be involved in something instead of getting themselves involved in something,
Yeah, I understand that.
you know, different.
But
So,
And that's
but-
why we
but-
promote this as well, because there's so much promotion around men's basketball, but you hardly hear about the women's teams
Yeah.
of female basketball. So we're
Because
really
it's dead.
happy.
The league is the
Yeah.
league. There's no league.
So we're happy to
Yeah.
provide this platform because more women need to get involved in sports and they need that opportunity to show themselves and empower themselves and just excel in sports.
I'll tell you something, with this tournament here though, these young girls from your team kind of look to get scholarship to go to Canada, US and stuff like that.
Well, that's something we can
Yeah.
look forward to in the future.
Yeah, well, you know, there's an open invitation for the girls to come up to Canada to play and
Right.
so forth. They go in the summertime to the States, to the camps, and we used to go to the World Youth Basketball Festival. A lot of them got scholarships and so forth from that. Even like Delia Clark and so on,
I remember,
played up
yeah,
to Division
I
1
remember
and so
Delia
forth.
Clark and so, yeah.
Right, from up your area, right?
What
So-
about the girl who worked with us? So she went and played in WNBA.
And Desiree, that's Desiree
yeah,
Francis,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
Yeah.
As a matter of fact,
Hmm.
one of our girls, her daughter came number 1 pick and so on. She was playing netball in high school.
Yeah,
somewhere.
You know what I'm talking
talking about.
she's a Joseph. She's
No,
a Joseph.
no. She's from Martin's Village.
Yeah.
She's a track and field and something.
Yeah.
She
Oh,
came-
okay, right.
But she was very
Right.
outstanding in high school.
Yes, exactly.
Playing netball.
That,
basketball.
yes,
I
yes.
didn't name now.
Yeah, I can't remember.
She from
Can't remember her
Martin's Village.
name.
How can I
But-
forget? She come in the studio and come in the shows on a
Yeah.
couple of times.
Yeah.
So tell me
I
something,
can't remember her
put
name
your
right
opinion on the
offhand.
spot. In terms of synergy, in terms of the car bowling night now in charge of school basketball, the both pro and female and male. I know Mr. Fielder in charge of the national basketball.
Yeah.
What kind of synergy your club with these two
Well, we work with them now. Bowling Unite has been very accommodative to us because what's happening, which I think we should have this all around, even in the football. I think is in cricket, school cricket, you have a combined team, right?
Yeah.
Right. So we have a combined team. I'm in charge of that from the Wings Club. Those players that practice in Wings, right? Or anybody else. You know, you have to be a registered member of Wings, right? That we could pull players that are not on any team, once they're not playing for the school, right? To come on the combined team to play. So they play that in the school league. I wish to see that in the football too. You know, that because there are a lot of kids out there that are not playing. Some schools don't even have a sports team.
That is
In
true.
any
We have
team.
those two young
Yeah.
ladies who are coming in to join the team as well.
Yeah.
But look at the girl, the lady who put the Charles.
Right, exactly.
Outstanding at the
Yeah.
high school, track and
I was
field.
going to tell you, I forgot the name, but I was going to tell you that's Calvin Greenaway's baby.
Okay.
Calvin started from
Yeah,
scratch,
she,
you know.
She went track and
Calvin,
field for
yeah,
Antigua.
exactly.
She get inducted
Yeah.
in Hall of Fame twice in
Right.
Howard University.
Right,
Yeah,
And her
okay,
daughter
yeah.
too inducted in Hall of Fame in one university in Florida.
right.
And one day right now was the number 1 pick in WNBA,
Yeah.
playing somewhere up in
Yeah.
Boston area.
You know, your brain is a little sharper than mine.
I tell you something, these games are playing, they're playing
At JC,
Yes.
Saturday we start from 7 o'clock. The teams coming the same Saturday, they play the same night. So we go for, Sunday we're going to be playing a little bit earlier. We're going to be playing from 2 o'clock and so on. So I guess Taddy will come and set up his
and it's all the
system.
same 4 quarters and the
Yeah, 4 quarters. Four quarters. Right. We're going to have some live entertainment, some dances, some shootouts
that
and
too.
stuff like that. As a matter of fact, I spoke to Wrigley already. I spoke to Walsh. I don't know if Vivi's around. I'm trying to get to Richie.
We have 5 people golf course.
Huh?
We have 5 people at the golf course.
Okay. So we want to do, we're going to do a shootout with them. I don't know if they can still fire ball. You know?
What's it? Look, Earl, look, you just say they had no time with us, so they happy to see you drop in, so we're going to be final shot,
Yes,
parting shots, and
of
Jackie
course.
come
And,
in.
and let,
I'm often begging you to come
let-
and see, so
let-
busy.
let the queen of let the queen of journalism step in.
But what I hear you talk about, guys have done a lot and stuff, but I know he have done a lot. I remember we have a young lady there that is the FIFA official there.
Oh yeah, Kalisha, yeah, Kalisha.
I love you.
Yeah. Well, one of the things I pride myself in is that, you know, after you yourself, Taddy, is when you see years afterwards what these athletes have become, right? And you say, well, at least I had a passing hand in
That's
in,
what my
in
guy
that.
is doing. You see,
Yes.
you have a son.
Yeah.
Where's he going to pick him up? I go into daddy for me, mommy, daddy say, early daddy coming for you.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
So, I can tell you about that, right?
yeah.
But I must say one last thing. Just tell Jackie and the two we used to bang you over basketball.
No. You know.
Me
You know,
took
I was quick. I could shoot. I could do. You know, I know. You always come with this thing with Tuku blocking me and all kind of stuff.
Wait,
But,
that's true.
you know,
I remind Becky there, they don't do this. So the telling lies and Tuku might be watching now.
okay,
But
well,
the tell you what, when he comes to carnival, we come look for you.
yeah, but I'm not here during carnival. So most of the time I go with the team.
Okay,
we
all right,
we
unfortunate.
travel. That's the time we travel. So.
Well, good to have you, Luke.
Yes,
So
of
we'll
course.
get it, we'll get
And
it.
again, we can't pay for this. Thank you for the promotion
This-
and for
this is
coming to do
nothing,
the
right?
live streaming.
We go way-
for
we-
ACB,
we go way back.
ACB.
You we
right?
go a long way back. This is nothing.
Right. Okay.
Yes,
So
we
thanks
really
a lot
appreciate
again.
your support.
Yes.
And we look forward to seeing you both at the 17th annual
Gillian
Gillian Brazier.
You have to be a jockey.
Yeah.
She don't want to have you.
I don't think she have much time though, but
That's the
anyhow,
thing.
but I can leave, right?
Yeah, you can leave.
Yeah. So thanks.
You want-
That
Come,
Yeah,
Jackie,
like,
come.
like,
you're in the chair with
we can finish in the next 20 minutes, that's all.
you're in the
Well,
chair,
okay,
you're
I
chair with
have-
your sister.
I have something at 11:30.
Right.
So I give you
So
10
guys-
minutes.
Okay. Yeah, next week.
All the best. All
You
the
look
best.
at see.
Yeah.
Come,
All right.
come this way.
But it's nice to know that you're very, I see your passion and stuff like that.
Yeah.
With that one, your and stuff like that. And
Yeah.
I like that. I like that.
Yeah, she was. I mean, I grew up around a lot of very strong women, and she was one of them. I would.
I'll be joining my next strong one too. So.
We certainly are.
Like Lucas has said
So
just
yeah,
now, right?
it's really something special when you're able to give back, let people know about that fantastic legacy she had. Because I know how she molded me into the woman I've become. So
So like Lucas has said, queen of journalism, so we got some tough questions for her. I'm tough on her.
Well, my tough question go on I'll pick back on what Gary last week. Gary called all the brothers' name and stuff like the Quinn family, or the sporting family and stuff. And then Jackie was coming this morning, so I saw him shit here now.
Down the play field.
Yeah, one play field. So while here, what guys coach just play. Good morning, Dr. Quinn. How are you doing this morning?
Morning. It's good to be here. I'm great. I'm great.
Okay.
Yes.
So tell us about your sporting.
Well, you all have a myth about me not participating in sports. Because when I was in high school, I was actually the captain of Red House.
I was Red House captain. So you have two Red House captains here. This is serious thing.
Yeah, I did long jump. I was very good at shot put.
Okay.
Yes, I tried high jump and volleyball. Volleyball was my thing, but basketball and netball. Basketball was Jill's thing, and netball was Pearl's. Pearl was excellent at
I remember
netball.
that. I remember
Yeah,
that.
but I was a good administrator, so I was captain. So I pulled the talent together. But you know what? One of the things that I remembered about Gillian, and this is so funny. Gillian was in Yellow House, and Yellow House was the strongest house, and Yellow House would always win everything: basketball, netball, all of the track and field. And we used to have this standard thing, this standard joke. She would say, "What rhymes with red?" And she would say, "Dead." And I would be very upset. And then she would say, "What rhymes with yellow?" And she would say, mellow. And mellowness actually is the hallmark of Jillian.
Yeah, yeah.
She was such a mellow person, very calm. You know, she had that resolute spirit in her. She was not easily ruffled, not somebody who would, you know, be angry or fly off the handle. But if you had Jillian on your team, you know that your team is going to win, right? And so
Maybe your team go win.
your team will win because
Some people are just
I'm
like
telling
that.
you,
She was
Jillian,
surprised at the kind of person she is.
because Jillian was the best. When I tell you the best at
But
basketball,
it's team sport. You
it
know,
is
one
a
sport.
team sport, but Jillian pulled everybody together.
I guess her leadership.
Her leadership, she pulled everybody together. She was great at hoops. She had a great layup. She was, you know, brilliant at basketball. And when I tell you, Jillian not only played the game, but she knew everything that was going on in the world, anywhere. She watched TV.
It's
I mean,
true.
and
She
it's not
lived
just
and breathed
basketball,
basketball.
not Taddy, not just
Sports.
basketball. Cricket, she knew everything about cricket. She knew everything about golf. She knew everything about tennis. And when she actually came down with MS in 1997, she became almost the coach, the manager, the biggest fan, because then the paralysis had sort of set in. And so she used to watch I think you all had to get the extended sports channel.
Yes,
for her.
just for us
Just for her,
yeah.
because
Yeah.
she would be in bed and she would be
loved
following
it.
everything. But Jillian was exceptional. I recall when I started high school, I was transferred. I actually went to Otters Comprehensive School because my mom was principal at Five Islands and they were doing this zoning thing, so they sent me to Otters Comprehensive. And I went to high school in second form. Jillian almost took me under her wing when I went to high school. Jillian showed me around because they would have come up through the preps. High school had a prep section or primary section and the secondary section, and many of those girls came through the preps. Jillian took me around high school, showed me who are the bright girls, who are the naughty girls, who are the so-side girls. Yeah, we had a very close bond. In fact, I mean, when we were moving around during break time and so on, the girls used to say, "Look, Jackie and her shadow." That's what they used to call us, Jackie and her shadow. You know, we were very, very close, yeah. And even when Jillian, after high school, went off to Florida A&M University, we stayed. So throughout, you know, her life, throughout our lives, we were very, very good. We were best friends. I don't know if Nate remembers how old you were when Jillian graduated. You went to the graduation.
Yes, I was probably 1 or 2 years old.
Nope.
I've seen the picture.
Nope.
How old was I?
You were 7 months old.
You see, I've only seen the pictures because I don't remember being 7 months there, but I was told so many stories about it. I've seen the picture of me in the hand at Auntie Jill's graduation from Florida A&M University. Yeah.
And you know what I remember about her too, apart from her prowess at sports, Jillian was a math whiz. I don't know how many of you know Jillian is actually one of the finest accountants.
I know she was pretty good at that.
Yeah.
I remember that,
She worked at Panelka Foster for a while. She worked at APA. She worked at Statistics Division. She was a math whiz. When I tell you, she knew numbers. She was excellent at that. And in fact, when she got, she was down with MS, she used to teach children math. So my own children, who are now adults, for their common entrance, now it's called National Assessment, grade 6 National Assessment, she prepared them. So much so that my son Jaden got a prize for math. And it's on account of Jillian's teaching. She taught children CXC, even in her birthday. She was teaching children math. So she was excellent. I mean, she had a fine mind academically. And, you know, it's just sad that she was cut down in the prime of her life by multiple sclerosis. Oh, wow. Yes. Yes. She does. It is. And the thing too is that she represented Antigua. She represented high school in basketball. When she went to Florida A&M University, she represented her university at basketball. And then she came back and represented Antigua in the National League, the Women's National League. I think she played 2 games, one in Trinidad and Guadeloupe in Trinidad. And she was...
That is my auntie. Is my auntie.
Yeah. So she was just phenomenal as an avid basketballer, and certainly I think on the vanguard of women in basketball, because you don't have a lot of women. I don't see women's basketball being as strong and as vibrant. And I think that what Lucy is doing now is keeping that fire and also bringing awareness about multiple sclerosis.
What thing we do is you find basketball in schools, you find it in the school, the secondary. Women's stuff, big stuff around the world. They get a scholarship easily.
There's a girl now, a young girl now, who is the daughter of Ruperta Childs. Ruperta Childs.
I mentioned her, I know
You
that.
mentioned her?
Yeah,
She's in the WNBA.
I know something. Over at TikTok.
Yes. Antigua.
We had them on the show.
Excellent.
Oh, you had her on the show?
Yeah, the daughters, the husband, everybody zoomed them in.
Yes, very good.
Right, very good. Matter of fact, she was here and then there's something about that spoke.
Yes, there's a picture of her.
Yeah, she was here for that. Came here for that. I know when she was going high school, she was further.
Yeah.
She was when high school, that's track with that representant the carry netball and so on.
And Ruperta was the captain of Yellow House.
No.
That was the strongest house.
No, I
Gillian.
understand.
No, when you have Ruperta and Gillian in that house, you
my
can't win.
goodness.
There's no way Red House can win.
I was mentioning to that Carmen Carter. She was poor time, but she was very good for it a little bit
Yes,
too.
yes.
She said she's the one that put in all these things. But she was very good at high school. But the Antigua track and field, netball, and everything too.
Track and field, netball, Ruperta was fantastic.
Yeah,
Rafi Jackson,
I remember
Wayne
Rafi.
Derrick. I mean, those
Yeah.
girls were
I know Rafi.
phenomenal athletes.
Rafi was good netball, very good netballer too.
Look, when deadly with shooting. Deadly.
And all those are close friends of Auntie Jill, so you know
Yes.
they had that connection to sports, girls at high school. Yes. The national tournament is the 17th tournament, you know, and it had been going on for more than 17 years because, you know, COVID would have caused a pause. So it's something that Wings continues to do every year, and we're so grateful for them keeping her legacy alive, and we're so happy for it. Yeah, goosebumps, emotional, excited. It's so many emotions that all come into one because, of course, it's gratitude, involving gratitude to Wings for keeping her legacy alive in this way. It's a feeling of, it's that emotion, feeling of, you know, miss Auntie Jill, because anytime you think of basketball, and when I see young girls in basketball, I think of, you know, that role model that she would have been to so many other young women who didn't play, and even now through this, she can still be a role model for them because they're able to hear these great stories of her. So it's a lot of mixed emotions at times. It's definitely something, because the whole idea of this is only the beginning. It's been 17 years, but there are so many years that we can force ahead, and we have a vision for this tournament. We're continuing to grow, of us inviting more teams going forward, perhaps it's even going more into the secondary schools and seeing how they can really develop and hone their skills at that level, because I mean that's where Angela would have started. So we see the opportunities that lie there. So, you know, the opportunities are like yes. As a math student. Yes.
Of
yes.
course.
Yes.
Of course. Yeah.
She was
She
a
is.
phenomenal
She
woman.
was.
She really was a phenomenal woman. And still teaching kids and still following and still having that passion. If it's one thing it didn't change, it was her passion and dedication. Speaking of, you know, when Auntie Jackie spoke about you know, how she followed every sport. It flashed me back to a memory where every Christmas, we're here, we're eating Christmas dinner, and we want to watch Christmas movies. No, not in our house. We had to watch the basketball game that was going on every Christmas day. So even though none of us really knew, had that same the following for basketball, we had to end up loving it too. We had to end up loving it too by default, because once that's just in the house and sports on, that's what everybody's going to have to watch.
And I think, it's important what you said, Earl, about keeping young girls interested in basketball, because sports is the biggest business. A lot of young people don't understand that sports is actually, in terms of industries, sports is actually the biggest business. And if you can get on top of your game, you can get opportunities to further your craft. You can make a lot of money. You can earn a good living. You can fulfill your own potential and so on. And I think that enough is not being done to assist young girls and young men too as well to practice their craft, and to this tournament, of course, is opening up opportunities for that. But I think Gillian would have liked to see more of our local teams participating in.
I can imagine that. But I can just picture right now seeing her walking over with the basketball bouncing away.
Yeah.
I can see her right now, you know.
Didn't they rename that court the Gillian Brazier Overs Court?
I told her this morning, right? I told her this morning, I vexed about that.
It's not?
I don't know what I'm saying. That's what our cricket team is up.
We go back to the cricket story again.
That's what actually means people just play the deal. But I don't have a problem with Gillian.
Yeah.
But that's how cricket deal.
I want to believe that they had renamed that.
That would be great. I was asking about it.
Yeah.
Be a deserving name for that.
Yeah. But just to go back to just a little thing about Gillian, because a lot of people saw Gillian only when she was down, she was diagnosed with Parkinson's. But Gillian had a sort of humor right about her. She had a little sarcasm about her, but she was humorous, had a great sense of humor. And I remember one time, I don't remember Mr. Samuel, he was our integrated science teacher.
Yes.
And Mr. Sam, we were in the lab, everybody in the lab, with our beakers and whatnot to test tubes. And we found something that was very funny, laughing. And Mr. Samuel, so, what you skinning? What you skinning? What's all that skinning about? And we could not control ourselves. Every time we look at each other, we started laughing. Mr. Samuel gave us a demerit. And every day after that, every time we saw Mr. Samuel, we would just peel over into bouts of laughter. But Gillian had a sense of humor. She found something funny in everything, even serious things of life. Even when she was down on her luck, she would always find something to laugh about. And that just tells me the sort of fortitude of the woman, And she was a woman of great faith, her spirituality. She would draw on a higher being, because even when she was diagnosed, in the early stages of her diagnosis, then, you would question, why me at this young age, in the prime of my life, she would just say, it is what it is. It is what it is. And she would always draw on her faith and say, look, God is going to take care of this. I believe it. And so I want people to remember Gillian as a vibrant, active, very excellent at her craft person, and not see the infirmity. And
that's what she would want. She wouldn't want to remember it, in that she wants to remember it as that just a vibrant person who lived life, who played basketball, who loved her friends, enjoyed traveling. There's so much brought on to Jill that just amazing.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Yes.
She was the best. Yes,
Tell
yes.
us some,
You give up. No, she still wants to give back suddenly.
Yeah.
I
And you know what she loved too? Sorry,
Let's not
Pat.
go in that.
You know what
Go
she
ahead.
loved too? When she had MS, she loved drives.
Oh,
I know
yeah.
Taddy, you used to pick her
Yeah,
up
let's pick up.
sometimes.
Yeah,
Antigua.
yeah.
So she would go all around Antigua, watching Antigua, and she would be the one saying, hey, you know, she would talk about the history of Fifty Drive, and she would point out, you know, landmarks and so on. She knew a lot about the history and the geography of Antigua. She was driving around. She enjoyed, you know, coming for her, put her in the wheelchair, get her into the car, and driving around.
That was part of my job at one time.
Of course, of course.
And what I'm thinking, you know, had we had the network like this, she could do classes also
Of course, yeah.
via YouTube, or, you know, I mean, Facebook. Can we actually link onto, I don't know if you're doing today, you actually go to games on CTV channel 8 too. Zoom on, you know, something Instagram. We do a lot of stuff like this, but they're going to push them, we can carry the games on CTV channel 8.
That would be good.
And we affiliated with them, you know.
That's certainly
But
would be good.
and apart from that, I have no choice again. Everybody needs to interact with at ACB. You know, so that's secondly.
At the ACB?
Yeah. Yeah, I was there for that time at ACB. That was secondly.
That's true because wasn't she the leader?
She was the company secretary. So at that time it was company
Company
secretary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Corporate secretary, yeah.
So but they know more than 6 at 5 week.
Ah.
There you go. There you go.
Over the 5 week connection.
Yes, yes, yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
There's
I
something
have
that
no
I
choice.
wanted to share. Dotsy had done a poem for Julian, I think it was about 2 years before she passed. So she passed in 2020. Yeah, called Paradox. And I think this verse captured Gillian's prowess and mastery of the game. Listen to it. Basketball was my passion. Some called me best in the land. On the court, my legs moved like lightning. I held the game in my hands. And I think, you know, that verse, the poem talked about her entire life and so on. But that captured Gillian as the athlete. And I think that is a shining example for all the girls who are going to be participating in this tournament. Coming up next week? Next week?
Next Saturday.
Yes, the 1st of April. I held the game in my hands. My legs moved like lightning. That was Gillian. That was Gillian. When you see Gillian on the field, you see her and then you don't see her. You know, she was quick. And before you know it, there's a layup and Gillian has scored.
What's strange enough is that that line carried the game in the hand because she was a fine guard. And she can't show the game ball in the hand. So, and that's fine guard can't show the game. So that was instrumental and very fine things.
I would be more than happy
I'll
to.
send it to you.
Absolutely. No, it captures her
Yeah.
athlete perfectly.
Yes. Earl, that is great.
I'm going to share it.
Yeah, what happens is we come in there with that piece, and then how many camels is using up there? About 3 or 4. So whatever I need to have one in the stand so that people break and that sort of thing. And have commentators and so on, you know. That's what we're going to do, you know what I mean? So, Function Network is not the RNA network, you know.
I noticed that. I mean, I am amazed at the kind of work that you're doing here, Daddy, and I have to congratulate Paris Lee for brilliant.
Exactly. Yes, and one who could they think of that junior,
Yes.
and then it empowers more young women to want to emulate that and
What-
also be that fantastic.
What are we going to
woman.
need for you too? Then we get some pictures of her. Maybe this is something so that when the game is going on, we can show it on our
Yes.
t-shirt.
So I'm going to share them here. We do
Yeah.
have some.
On
Yes.
the
So they know who's speaking about it.
Yes, yes, yes. Yes, absolutely.
And I tell you what, we know we can do a very good job. They did one for basketball and people in Australia watching the YouTube and the TV and so it's very clear.
Yeah.
The Michael Field was here. We did something of them over here. You can go to the YouTube channel. We can Facebook too, you know, but YouTube and the TV. They're watching real clearly.
But you're having like what, 70 persons coming
70
from
persons
Canada?
from Canada coming in, yeah?
Yes.
Exactly. You know, that's great coverage for them as well.
I think what CPTSA wins the sports club, what they've been doing, they have to be highly commended for the work they've been doing. And Nikki has been so faithful and so committed.
Faithful. No, faithful.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, but
We
no, but
we
faithful
be
is
funny
the
country.
word. Excellent. She's represented.
Yeah.
What the only thing is missing to the party my part. I should have asked that if they can do anybody played it in college or so we can zoom them in.
Yes.
So we could have zoomed
Well,
them in.
I mean, it's something we can do going forward.
we could
Because
have
this
zoom,
will be our
zoomed them in.
last
Can we just
discussion.
zoom them in?
It would be
Doesn't
good.
have to be the last one.
Yeah.
But no, I know I'm enjoying this opportunity to just empower women through sports, share this fantastic legacy of Auntie Jill, and just share about the tournament. It's such a great opportunity for so many young women.
Yeah.
You know.
Apart from basketball, because I want to underscore that Gillian was not just a basketball player. She was just an all-round phenomenal person. And a lot of people don't realize that Gillian was excellent at volleyball.
Yeah.
Yes, she was also great at volleyball. And she never took it to the level that she did with basketball. But at high school, whenever Gillian Steve played, you're not gonna win. Yeah, because she was very good with volleyball, and she was also good shot putter.
Shot put it too.
Shot put, yes.
And that's not something you hear of many women doing.
Wait, at
and
high school.
She wasn't big, she
No.
wasn't strong.
Wait,
and
that's what I find out for you now.
skill of throwing that
The skill of the high school girls is so weak. Which one?
Why would you say that?
But you had inter-school sports,
And she
You
did
had
well there too?
inter-school sports.
And she did
And
well
when
there
we
too?
went up against Princess Margaret and some of the other schools, other schools, All Saints and so on. We were high
And
school
know what
was
Jillian did?
Gillian was a shot putter.
How did you, at the time when school, into school,
Into school, Gillian would very often. I'm not sure. I don't want to misstate it or exaggerate it. But Gillian was always excellent at it.
I don't mean that people is weak, man. I don't know.
I don't you mark very hard.
I'm not going to accept you trying to say that it wasn't that she was great and that they were just not good enough, because she was excellent. So I'm not going to have you say that.
I like that. Depending on, I love it.
That's right.
But I know Jillian, but she's pretty good.
She was excellent.
She's pretty good. You know what I mean?
And her following all the sports. She knew, it's not just following and just sit down and watch TV. She knew the game. She could tell you, if somebody is not laying up properly, or she could tell you that a bowler is bowling short. She know every sport.
All that too?
And then she'll tell you that tennis serve was short. She had all the techniques. She was coach, she was manager, she was everything for all of these sports.
That's great,
So she
man.
was an all-round athlete. So even though basketball was her focus, all the sports really engaged her.
And she was very knowledgeable too of the sport.
And
Very
knowledgeable.
knowledgeable of the sport. Okay, I was watching the cricket game just the other day, and I see a guy, and I went in practice, he's not back in good. And the commentator started to say the same thing. So I said,
But you know cricket.
well, exactly. You know? So you observe things that should be that is that. You know what I mean? So that's what I didn't realize Julian was so knowledgeable of the sport.
Extremely knowledgeable, and she knew all the players. She knew all the top athletes in every sport. Jillian would be calling this Tiger Woods, this goes golf, and then Kalish ran in cricket, and she gives you
Kalish
back
ran
some,
too?
some of cricket
Everyone.
history. Everything, and not only sports, you know. I think once she got done with MS, she was very much into world
Oh
news.
yes, she loved following world news. So, you know, she's not just ABS, she'll be on BBC, she'll be following Al Jazeera, all of them, because she wanted to just keep involved and keep up to date with what
Yeah.
was happening around her.
Yeah.
She always impressed that upon me as well. That you know, you can't just know what's happening in front of you, what's happening all around you.
Yeah.
That's something that she
Yeah.
always
And
impressed.
so that made her a very good conversationalist.
Yeah.
She knew things. She knew what was going on in the world, in far-flung places of the world, you know. And I think her, well, let's say MS is one of those progressive degenerative diseases, but your mind stays
mind is
very
there,
acute and
yes,
alert.
yes.
Because the paralysis is really in your limbs, in your
Yes.
body, but Gillian's mind was still A1.
Absolutely.
So,
And I think another thing that would really be a hallmark of her personality was just her humbleness. She really had, and she had this respect for anyone who understood how to just show humility. That's something that she always impressed upon me as well. She's like, no matter how well you do, no matter how far you go, always remember, you know,
Your
where you've
roots.
come from, remember
Yeah.
your roots, appreciate your roots, and remain humble. So one thing she always said, remain humble. And that has always stayed with me.
But there was still, the closing must say, the word too tough for Jackie, right?
no, y'all put me on the spot with that sports thing, but I think a lot of people they just didn't remember that I actually was the captain of the Red House.
Wait. I want to ask a question. How you managed to get captain?
It's not just about how well you play, it's about how well you manage people, how well you bring people together, and how you're able to bring out the best in the athletes around
Wait,
you.
I want to find somewhere else. You have to go on a campaign for that. I want to find out. Yeah, anyway, that's what I want to find out.
You see, you have to marshal all the resources.
See, they campaigning.
Yeah, in a way. And back then, I never even knew that Red would not be. Red was the power. My time, that was the powerhouse. Yeah. But you know, it's really a joy to be here and to talk about Gillian because this is 2015 she passed.
Yes.
I feel so gratified that Lukey and CPTSA Wings, they have decided to continue this rich legacy of Gillian and also to try to encourage young people and young girls in particular to be a part of basketball because, I mean, it's big business everywhere else in the
Very
world.
big.
Yeah?
Very big.
And I too want to just say thank you to you both for having us here, giving us this opportunity to share Auntie Jill's fantastic legacy, this opportunity to empower young women through sports. And, you know, we hope to see you at the 17th annual Junior Brazier Shootout and Tournament. Thank you.
We're going with the end. We have to consider it. We
Well,
have to consider it. That
excellent.
Yeah, we can
Excellent.
set it
So
in that
thank
way.
you for that support
That
as
guy
well.
back,
We
he's
appreciate
gonna be the
it.
key guy there. He and Mark and another guy. I might be there switching the cameras maybe if they need me. Okay, I'll just
I
switch
didn't know
camera
you
first.
had those skills, those mad skills, Taddy.
We did 10 there. They had 4 or 5 cameras and so we'll just switch camera to make sure
on the
feed,
ball.
so the feed is going to India and all that.
That's good.
It's big stuff we do. You know, there's stuff we do with the football and so, you know.
Very good.
If we do ladies football, the school ladies football and that's all the thing.
We might keep coming and watch them play tennis and flip and play tennis.
Yeah.
You never know. You never know.
Listen, that's just a hobby, okay? That's just a hobby. I
hey.
don't have the great athletic
the
prowess
horse racing
that
and
my
stuff
aunt
Yeah.
did.
You know, the sports. What if I with the drag racing last year?
Oh, nice.
With the
Very
drag
good.
racing last year. But in November it was right. Then drag racing. We do everything with
Very
the
good.
carders they realize we're the best, so they can't listen to things.
Yeah. Excellent.
Yeah,
Great work.
They're
that
trying to
you're
get us to
doing
the cool and smooth next month and so on to know.
Okay.
here.
How they go negotiate some things, you know. But with the West Indies cricket, you know,
Yeah. Very good.
if when they play locally
Before
here.
you go up here, I have to apologize to Gary last week because I forgot a goalkeeper from Villa, Angeline. You ever hear about Angeline?
Yes, I know
He
Angeline
sent a
very
message
well.
last week that Gary forgot him, so.
Angela played the combine school with me.
You watched it last week, I said Gary didn't call his name.
He
So
played.
I told promise today about media. I'm sure calling him because somebody kind of watching.
Yes.
And Gary, I do apologize. Yeah.
Angeline played with my brother John.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
And those Bato and all those boys from Villa
Villa,
Point,
yeah.
Fort Road area. And Angeline was one of the most prolific.
I know.
Yeah.
Guy called him.
I'm
forgot
surprised.
his name.
I'm surprised he
He
forgot.
asked, Gary, what the answer? How come you forgot me?
He was a good cricketer, so he played with combine school with me too. He was a good
I'll
cricketer.
make sure to clear that you to forget.
All right.
Yeah.
But
So
it-
look.
it was been a pleasure
Yes.
having you guys, man.
Thank you
We
for
had
having
fun this
us.
morning.
Yes.
And you all welcome back.
Okay.
Thank you.
Anytime.
Well,
Yes.
for
Thank
that
you so much.
invitation.
Thank you so much for having
What
us.
happens, Jack? We now have shows on Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays,
Yes.
and Saturdays. I created this one for Earl. I was not supposed to be here.
Ah. You're not shy.
First time come here, I went boo, 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 boo.
Jackie,
Well,
the first
come
thing
a
so,
long way from that for sure.
I got to the back.
that the first thing came, you're so nervous, going to video writing.
It happened.
So that's what I'm still here.
But that's the thing. That's the thing with radio. I mean, and television, broadcasting generally. You know, after the first 2 or 3
You
shows,
shake
you're
off the
fine.
nerves.
You're good.
Yeah.
You're so bad.
Yeah.
But you're improving a lot now.
Excellent.
You know, but I keep coming back, you know, to support. It gets, you know, get it going. But we're going to be there doing all the games. So what you might do for us too, when the game's going on, we get somebody to give some comments and, you know,
Okay,
talk
okay.
about Julie and this. Because like I said, we're going to use 4 cameras.
Okay,
You
sounds
know,
great.
so we can,
I'll be
Shoot
there,
everything,
so
you know.
you know, call on me at any
we're
time.
going to at least 3 cameras a show.
Yeah.
You know, set it up. So we're going to be there every night, Sunday morning,
Yeah.
so we can carry all the games live.
Okay.
So good to have you all in the Parachute Studio.
Thank you again.
I love this place. It's
Yeah, it's been a pleasure.